Welcome to another exciting edition to Grove City Hockey Presents
Hockey in our neck of the woods, and you, sir, were a very talked about person towards the end.
I'm a fifth-year senior, kind of. Well, it's my sixth year of college. Incredible.
Hey guys, we want to say thank you to our sponsor, Cut Shield, for bringing you this episode. Make sure you check them out on the link below and use the promo code for 25% off your order. Used by all 32 NHL teams and players, Cut Shield is the premier protective player clothing designed by players for players. Their innovative cut-resistant clothing has prevented serious injury to numerous players, including over 30 NHL players. Cut Shield gives you the peace of mind to go out and play without worrying about injury. Use our promo code Grove City Hockey, all lowercase and no space, for an additional 25% off your order today. Welcome to GCH Podcast. I'm your host, Ben W. Stock. With me, as always, is my co-host, Chris the Man Greco. How you doing today, bud?
All is well, Ben. How you doing, brother?
Oh, living the dream. We are going to be talking about TORHS NARCH and STATEWARS PAMA Pro, along with the PAMA Pro play-in on this episode. We don't have an interview lined up this today, which is fine. A lot of people are still traveling. A lot of people are getting their bearings in. But we will have a couple of cool episodes coming your way. We've got some Blood and Feathers highlights coming, with a couple of guys from Blood and Feathers. And, man, I'm excited to see how that one turns out.
It was good. It was good. That was a fun interview.
Yeah.
That was through the books.
Yep, we had Ken Maese and Russ Christopher, along with Nikki Whiteock as well. So, but yeah, so let's get right to it, man. So TORHS, the roller season is finally coming to an end. We have just the Team USA Pan Am games coming up, the Pan American games, and then the World Skate Games, two different Team USA teams that are going to be participating. One going to Pan Am, the other going to where are they going? Are they going back to Italy, Roccaraso?
Something like that.
I think
that's
so.
What Peter said, I believe. Yeah, I believe that's what Peter said.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And if those of you hadn't had a chance to take a look at that episode with Pete Wirt, the voice of the World Skate Games in Maiwa, please give that a listen, because that man is phenomenal, and I can't wait to. Yeah, I can't wait to get him back on and chat. So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, so TORHS, the roller season coming to an end. All three major pro events have come. They have gone. We have some interesting takes. I was hoping to see a rematch with PAMA and Car Shield in the finals. That didn't happen.
Would have been a good one to see.
It would have been great, man. And it would have been history in the making, because no team has won all three major tournaments in one consecutive year. They've done it, Yep, they've been able to do it like Car Shield did this past year, where they won STATEWARS last year, and then two of the three this year. Spoiler alert. Sorry, guys. But we are a few weeks removed from those events, so it's really not that much of a spoiler. We're just now able to get around to talking about them. So TORHS, man, you had a chance to watch a little bit of the TORHS event? That was live streamed on your rollerhockeytv.net, or just rollerhockey.tv.
On all the tournaments, I really like TORHS the most, honestly. Like Narch had a good finals, but I feel like TORHS, like all the games in general for the pro divisions, were really fucking solid.
Yeah, they were really tight. You had 9 teams. Those 9 teams were the Unified Conics Black Ice, the Tour Roadrunners, Rage Cats, Car Shield, the Envious Wings, Chemistry, Propel Ringster, Epic Lebeda Blood and Feathers, and the Unify Conics Black Ice 2.0. So that bracket kind of, came out, and I actually thought it was really good. I wasn't expecting Car Shield to get, to be played as well as they were playing last season. And then coming into this season, they had a tough battle with Epic Blood and Feathers. They had a tough battle with all of their round robin games. They literally went to a shootout in, I think, all three rounds.
Was all three?
Yeah.
I know that pretty much. Yeah, all their games with the overtime.
Yeah.
Like whoever played against them, they brought their A game.
Yeah, and that was fun to see. Yeah, that was pretty impressive to see. You were able to see some high quality action, some teams that you weren't really expecting them to play the team, like Car Shield as tough. They really came out, and they actually just showed them, hey, we're here. You guys may be the top dogs, from last year, but we're here to take it to you. And they really brought it. But when it came time for playoffs, you saw a completely different team from Car Shield.
Oh yeah, the boys got in playoff mode. They just they turned the switch on. They're like, all right, we just got to get here. And as soon as they got there, dude, they read them up. It was, they were dangerous during that time. You got playoff Barry and then Ernie with it, and then just Hodge.
Ernie was still playing in the Stanley Cup Finals, so I don't know if you knew that at TORHS. So they had Tyler Spezia was the one who.
That's right.
He the Grand Rapids Griffin native.
That was his only tournament he played, right?
Yeah. Well, he's still suffering the effects of an injury that he had happen during his Griffin season. So I'm assuming that's why he wasn't able to play. But maybe he's got like a Pat Maroon clause in his contract where he's only allowed to play one roller hockey tournament a year.
Oh, that's a thing?
I don't know, but I'm just guessing.
It makes sense because I was just like, damn. I thought at first because he's in Tampa, Florida, like, all right. Then he left. He still played in the Florida one. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
One per year. Okay.
Yeah. I think he still has his house is down that way. So he's just like down there for the summer.
Hell yeah. 3 rings, dude. You better have a Florida house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have a Florida house by now, what are you doing with your life, right?
Right? I guess I'm doing nothing.
So with that, you had just the top 6 teams top 4 teams advanced. In that, you had the Car Shield taking on the Conics Black Ice. You had the Conics Rage Cats. You had Car Shield taking on the Unify Conics Black Ice, and you had the Conics Rage Cats taking on the Tour Roadrunners. And that first matchup between Car Shield and Black Ice did not disappoint. The score probably doesn't reflect that, but it was a lot closer than what most people realize.
That's one of my favorite face-offs when Car Shield and Black Ice. Like, it's always those 2 teams got each other's numbers. Even if the score doesn't reflect it, it's always a close game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that was 4-0 in favor of the Car Shield. Like I said, the Car Shield, when it comes playoff time, they're a whole different animal. And then the team that really surprised me, and I was happy that they surprised me, was the Conics Rage Cats. I love those boys from Detroit, the former Border Cats, young Border Cats. These guys are young, they're up and coming, and they are going to be a fixture for years to come here in the next several years. Especially when we get to State Wars at the PAMA Pro. and you hear what they did there. It's insane in my mind. They took on the Tour Roadrunners with the help of Patty Maroon, Big Rig stepping in there. It was not to be, but it was a very, very, very close game. It was 5-6 in favor of the Tour Roadrunners to set up that final between Car Shield and the Tour Roadrunners, which was last year's
championship game.
Yeah, it was last year's championship game at Tours, so to set up a rematch of that. And this year went into overtime, and a long stretch pass from Corey Hodge, just Tyler Spiza.
Fucking New York to California.
Yeah, it literally was end to end, and Tyler was able to do a little quick juke and buried that puck, and the rest was history. So,
yep, got the back-to-back on that one. That was a crazy game. I'll never forget watching the rerun. I was just like, damn, bro, how are they going to get this goal? And then,
boom. Yeah. Yep. So you got that. So Car Shield wins the Tours. Going into Narch, they were looking at, keeping up the momentum. They ended up their pool play with 4-0, just same as PAMA Golden Knights. Connex Black Ice also went 4-0, and the Tour Roadrunners went 3-1. This is one where you and I had a little bit of a difference of opinion on who our top four was going to be. My top four was pretty much what we just saw, but you had
France.
You had the French team, and then you had another team in there too, didn't you?
No, those are it was Car Shield, PAMA, Black Ice, and then I thought France was going to come over here because I thought they were going to bring like their whole team and the Olympics come over. I thought they were going to something the American teams haven't seen, and there's going to be some upsets, and none of that happened.
It turns out that it was just a bunch of the guys that played from the French men's league, coming out over, and so I mean, they played well. They didn't play as well as they'd hoped.
100%. The top four American teams that play in these tournaments, they're no joke.
Yeah,
you might have a lot of good players on your team and this, that, but you have good players, chemistry for some years, and the net's bigger. That had to affect the goalie.
Yeah.
I'm not sure there's too many regular size nets over there.
No, they use the international standard, which is a little bit smaller versus where here ours is, I think, 3 feet by 6. So it's a little bit taller. Theirs is a little bit smaller, not by much, but like 6 inches smaller on each side. So
it looks like from just videos on the phone, it looks like so much different.
Well, they do. So instead of doing like, I think, a 2-inch pipe like we do, or a 2.5-inch pipe, they do like a 3 or a 3.5-inch. So the pipes are bigger.
Damn.
So
as a goalie, I wish I had that growing up. Shit.
Right?
I would have been big in that.
Yeah. So Narch saw 14 teams. You had PAMA, Lebeda Golden Knights. You had Car Shield, Unified Connex Black Ice. You had the Tour Roadrunners. You had Rinkster, Unified Connex Black Ice Purple, a.k.a. 2.0. Skittles, Tour OC Blades, the PAMA Golden Knights Academy, which is a bunch of their ambassadors from around the world getting together. You had a couple guys from Africa. You had a couple guys from Canada. You had a couple guys from Colombia. All over the
Scraps
world.
Around the world. Just threw it in one.
Yep. Come together. And then you had the Friends men's team, which is essentially a few guys from the national team mixed in with a few guys that play in the French league here in the States. Then you had the Casper Vancouver Blazers, Champion Wheelers, the Hopa NCI Phoenix, and Pure Maple. And again, the tournament bracket came down to what you saw in the quarterfinals. Was going to be the Car Shield taking on Skittles, PAMA, the PAMA taking on the Tour OC Blades, Conic Black Ice taking on the Unify Conics Black Ice Purple. So Ice taking on 2.0. And then
Big
Tour
bro,
Roadrunners.
bro.
Yeah. Tour Roadrunners taking on Ringster. And, none of these games were really close in the quarterfinals. They were all, 7-2, 5-0, 7-1, and a 9-3 blowout. So that set up the traditional strong four that we are used to seeing in the last couple years, where it's usually Black Ice, Roadrunners, PAMA, and Car Shield.
Fans.
Yep.
No surprise.
So in the first game, you saw the Golden Knights taking on the Tour Roadrunners, and it was all PAMA. That was a 5-1 victory. Same thing in the second semifinal. It was Car Shield taking on Unified Conics Black Ice, and that would be a 7-0 shutout to set up the PAMA Golden Knights taking on Car Shield. Can Car Shield make it 2 in a row with the Narch Finals Pro Division? And this one also went into overtime.
That was a hell of a game.
Yeah. And I know a couple of the guys on Car Shield. I know a couple of the guys on the PAMA. I reached out to my buddy on PAMA, and I told him I actually had him scoring the game-winning goal. Like, I thought if anybody was going to do it, it was going to be him on that PAMA team. Even though any one of those guys could do it, with the way he had his season over in Spain, he literally won 4 championships. I thought, and this was his first championship here in the States where he had an opportunity. He didn't play at TORHS. So, and that was one of the things that we had talked about before too, was I was like, hey man, are you going for all 3, here in the States? And he's like, yeah, but instead they didn't go, the PAMA didn't go to TORHS. They went to, where did they go? They went to the IIHS in Switzerland or Czech Republic. They won that one. Yeah, they won that one instead of going to TORHS, and then came back to TORHS, or
That's
came back to March Pro. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a pretty cool place to go.
Yeah. And I thought, man, if anybody is going to get the upset, it would be him, because he also had a couple of overtime goals to help secure a couple of those championships.
Seems like you jinxed them.
Yeah. Well, I didn't talk to him about it until after, so I kept it to myself. But yes, yeah. But then it was clutch Matt Berry in the 3-2. Yep, playoff Berry, as you like to call him. And he came through and he got the overtime win for Car Shield. And we're going to get JP Beelston in to talk to us about that game, as he was on the bench coaching those guys, getting those guys' lines set up and getting those guys where they needed to be. And then we're going to talk to him about what happened just this past weekend with the STATEWARS PAMA Pro Invitational.
I think his Narch was his.
It was Narch what?
If I'm not, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was like his first time coaching the pro team in Narch. No,
he's been doing it for a while, but I think that was his first time this season. Your earbuds going dead? I can't hear
but
you.
Yeah, no, that was.
Yeah.
How about now?
Now I can hear you.
Okay, bet.
All right.
But yeah, no, that was a great final.
Yeah,
that was a great final, man. You couldn't have been disappointed with how that shit turned out.
No.
And it was
No.
cool when you watch the video late at night, all the lights, man. That was a packed house.
Yeah, you had extra hockey. What you can never go wrong with extra hockey. You know, it's Game 7, Stanley Cup Finals, but it's for the roller. It's our roller hockey Stanley Cup. You know, each tournament is just as important as the next. You know, considering the big three. So with that, you've got
it's hard to win.
Yeah,
it's hard to win too, man. You play the same team like what 10, 12 times in the summer.
right. Yep. And then you had so you had the PAMA Pro Play-in Invitational, which that's what we're going to talk about next. You know, Car Shield again goes to, you know, takes that championship. At TORHS, they take the championship again. At Narch Pro, or Narch Finals Pro, and then you bring it up to this past weekend, and I was cheering like crazy for Car Shield because I wanted them to make some history. But at the end of the day, I was not disappointed with how it ended at all because there was some fantastic hockey that you know nobody else, that not many people get a chance to see. You know, and so
that's very true.
It was incredible to see. So now this PAMA Pro Play-in is something that they just kind of introduced this year. What they did was they took the first 8 teams, the highest ranked pro teams, put them in the PAMA Pro Invitational automatically. Then you had the play-in, so they added another 8 pro teams and said, you know what?
Get the ball rolling.
Beat each other up. You guys are going to play 3 games in one day. Whoever comes out, whoever comes out on top, those 2 teams in each pool. So you're going to split you up into 2 4-man 14 pools. Top team in each pool goes to play in the PAMA Pro Invitational the next day.
Right.
You know,
early too. Was it like, you know, they got a few hours off? Like you had a late game and then you had to wake up early for another one.
Yep. And so with that, you saw the Skittles go 3-0. You saw Car Shield Blast, which is essentially just like the Unified Conics Black Ice 2.0, younger team. You know, these younger guys, and you had Coach Ron Bielstein coaching those guys out there for the Car Shield Blast. Those guys took second. They had to play. I think they ended up having to play a couple of the other teams that it was just it was brutal. But they played them well. Like I think Car Shield Blast had to play Car Shield. For their first. So they like
second game, but that was the rough one.
Yeah, but they played them well, and I think Car Shield Blast had was a 2-1 game at one point, and then it was all downhill after that second half. You know,
they had in the first half. I'm not gonna lie. Second half came around. And like, I think a quick playoff mode during round robin is to come back from that. Can't let little brother get a big hit on you.
Yep. So you had the top 4 teams remaining. Once you had the Skittles and Car Shield Blast move on to the PAMA Pro Invitational. So you had Ringster Propel taking on the Champion Wheelers, Unified Conics Black Ice 2.0 taking on Epic Blood and Feathers. We had a chance to talk to Epic Blood and Feathers just prior to their 3rd and final playoff game. They needed a win. They got the win, but they needed They needed some help, and they needed the goal differential to be able to make it to the PAMA Pro Invitational. Didn't happen. But they did they were able to make it to the top four, so they were able to continue on and see if they can't win that play-in championship. Essentially the Pro Tier 2 championship. You had Propel taking on Champion Wheelers. That was a very tight game. That was a 2-1 game.
Yeah, very tight. Very, very good. Big running gun, I thought.
Yeah.
Like those guys, those teams had some wheels on them. I'm not even gonna lie, Champion. They're living up to the name.
Yep. Yeah, and then you had Unified Conics Black Eyes 2.0 taking on Epic Blood and Feathers. That one was really all on the score sheet. It was all 2.0. But and I know that score doesn't necessarily reflect how that game actually went.
Yeah, no, it definitely does not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was. Yeah, no, that was a good game. I like it just sucks when playing that hell of a good game, dude, and the scoreboard don't say it.
Mm-hmm.
People who don't watch look at it like, oh, these guys didn't do well, and it's just like, no, they're winning most of the battles, if not even, and just the bounces weren't in their corner.
Right. So with that, you had the championship game taken with the Unified Conics Black Eyes 2.0 taking on the Champion Wheelers. And Tyler Sheetland and his Champion Wheelers came out, and it was not to be, as Conic 2.0 with Marv Simmons and his boys came out, and they took the championship 3-2 in another very highly contested, close matchup. I don't know if this one went into overtime. I don't think it did.
No, it didn't.
But
that was a regulation.
Okay. But so I mean, but I think that was a late goal, late in the third, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 or 2 minutes, something down those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, gave him a chance to come back, but it
just didn't happen.
Sucks when you're on the opposite end. That's a big momentum drain.
Right. So, and then that brings us to the PAMA Pro Invitational. $20,000 on the line. Car Shield, Mission Lebeda Snipers, Conics Rage Cats, PAMA Lebeda Golden Knights, Unified Conics Black Eyes, TCS Envious Wings, Tour Roadrunners, Team France, Skittles, and Car Shield Blast. So, man, you were hoping for Team France to do much better.
I had love for him, man. I thought I was like, oh, the team's coming now.
Yeah.
Gave him some more hope. But let's be fair. Let's be fair here. They did not get a good draw. That was a tough schedule.
No, they had to take on Car Shield. They had to take on Conics, Black Eyes. They had to take on the PAMA Lebeda Golden Knights. They literally had. And then their last one, I think, was Car Shield Blast, or it might even have been Skittles,
Right.
So, but I think that's what they wanted. They wanted to come back. They wanted to come and play the best teams in this Pro Division, and they took on 3 of the best teams.
I hope they did. I hope that's what they wanted. They got it. They got it for sure.
Yeah. Well, they'll definitely be ready for World Skate Games here in a few.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I think maybe the France versus USA game might be a must see.
Oh yeah, especially because you're gonna have Reds in net. You had quite a few of the guys that were playing this past weekend is also going to be on the floor for Team USA. So it's going to be, Corey Hodge is another example. PJ DiMartino. I know he was battling an injury in that finals game.
Travis Noel will be there.
Yep. I mean, the list goes on. In fact, I think you could have put together 2 or 3 more teams together with the amount of talent that was in that pool, and you still wouldn't be happy. with who got left out and who didn't.
Amen to that.
So, but yeah, so with that, you saw the Envious Wings taking on the PAMA Lebeda Golden Knights. You saw Unify Conics Black Ice taking on the Conics Rage Cats in the first two matchups. Each winner was going to take on Car Shield and who was it?
Was it PAMA, wasn't it? I think it was PAMA.
No,
I think it was PAMA.
Mission Lebeda Snipers.
Oh yeah,
I always forget about them because they only play one.
It's a state wars. Yeah, they're just a State Wars team that it's the only one to go to.
Yeah, the only one they do. So I always forget about them. But yeah, so you had the Wings taking on the Knights, and it was all Knights. It was 6-3 in favor of PAMA. Rage Cats taking on Conics Black Ice, and if I'm not mistaken, let me see here. You had, so Conics and Conics and Black Ice. Let me see.
Yeah, it was the Rage Cats and Black Ice where was the matchup.
No, but let's see. No, because Conics took on Tour Roadrunners, and I thought they had played the Black Ice in their second game, but they didn't. So
that was up.
Yeah, who knew? I didn't know. Yeah, I should have known. For some reason I kept thinking they beat Black Ice earlier in the tournament, but they didn't. So Conics sponsoring both of these teams, Black Ice and the Rage Cats. Rage Cats came out flying. I think their first two games, they had that was 13 goals to 3. So I mean, their goals for and the goals against was phenomenal. So and then they even the last two games they had. They lost to the Michigan Lebeda Snipers 4-3, but that was also highly contested. But they came back and they beat Skittles 9-4.
That was a great game.
So
I caught the highlights of that. Oh man, was that a game?
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, there was a couple of plays in that against Black Ice that if you had seen how they set up, the announcers, Andy Zilch and Phil Maroon, were talking about, shout out to those two, great job commentating. I reached out to Andy Zilch, see if we can't get him on the pod. Hopefully we get a response here in the next couple of days, and we can get that interview.
Hang out with the boys.
Yeah, that would be great. Those Conics Rage, they were telling how if you want to see what roller hockey is supposed to be played like, watch a Conics Rage Cats game. Those boys, they cycle the puck, they play the puck, they do everything right. It was phenomenal to watch these boys play this past weekend. I was kind of bummed that it went down the way they did, because they had an opportunity, but they gave up a late empty net goal, and which was the reason why you saw that 2-goal difference. But I mean, they were there. They were there. I mean, I was really pulling for Conics Rage Cats. Not to be outdone doesn't mean that I didn't appreciate what Black Ice was able to do, especially because of the high level talent they have on there. They have Tyler Kraft, PJ DiMartino, John Shivo, and I can't even think of the goalie's name, Marchuski or something like that. Phenomenal.
One of the best pads.
Yeah, they're a phenomenal team. So they kind of came out flat at the beginning, but man, they really turned it on playoffs.
Yeah, that's when when they showed up, they've been playing together for so long, man. As long as I can remember, these guys, you always see pretty much that core crew. And when they come to play, they play.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very hard to beat.
So Connex Black Eyes beat the Connex Rage Cats 5-3, setting up the matchup that we're going to talk about. The Unified Connex Black Eyes taking on Car Shield, along with the Mission Lebeda Snipers taking on PAMA Golden Knights. And we'll talk about the PAMA game first, because that was all PAMA. It was a 4-0 shutout. Clay Taylor and the PAMA Golden Knights shutting out the boys everywhere they went.
Talking about showing up for playoffs.
Yeah.
Clay showed up for playoffs.
Yep. And it was phenomenal to see those guys come out and take out the Mission Lebeda Snipers. Not saying that I don't appreciate the snipers and everything like that. I was hoping for a rematch between PAMA and Car Shield.
Yeah, that would have been so good.
Unified Connex Black Eyes taking on the Car Shield. That game, again, did not disappoint. John Shivo comes out, scores an early goal to make it
not a goal.
1-0. That was dirty. I will say that. That was a dirty goal.
Did him dirty for sure.
And Car Shield could not find the back of the net. They hit the post several times, but they could not find the back of the net, ending any chance of history as a team that had a chance to win 3 championships in one season, all 3 major tournaments in one calendar year. Not like, and literally of the 2024 season, not 2023 and mixed in with 2 of the others in 2024. It was bam, bam, bam. So with that, you saw Connex Black Eyes, Unified Connex Black Eyes taking on PAMA Lebeda Golden Knights. And this one, I don't know if you had a chance to see the goal that PAMA scored, but no. Etan Chavera, my boy Etan, banked it off the goaltender from behind the net.
Yeah. I actually just saw the replay earlier today. I was just scrolling through and it came. You times to hit that shot, fucking championship game. Yeah. Like, that was beautiful. You couldn't ask for a more battling goal.
Right. And that was like, what? And that's the goal that ended up winning the championship for the PAMA Lebeda Golden Knights. And that was the final 1-0. And and Black Eyes had
inside of his blocker, wasn't it? If I'm not mistaken, like it was like the inside of his blocker, and then it just went on back. It was the craziest bounce.
It was the craziest roller hockey goal you will ever see. If you haven't had a chance to take a look at it, check it out, because it happens in the first half, within the first 10 minutes of the game. And I was just mind blown.
The dojo man himself.
Yeah. And at 37, he's got one more PAMA Pro Invitational, one more tour, maybe one more tours. Who knows?
He's 37?
He's 37.
God bless him.
Yeah. But when you have your own dojo, you can, and the Fountain of Youth.
True, dead ass, yeah.
Yeah.
And like damn coffee.
Yeah, he's found the Fountain of Youth, and him and the boys, they're dialed in. I don't think you're going to see too many teams or too many guys drop off that Palma Lebeda Golden Knights this next year. I'm assuming that the Mooney Boys brothers will still be there, and it's going to be interesting.
They're all playing until they probably die. They'll probably die on the ice together. Like I don't ever
what better way to go, right? Yeah.
Honestly, 13-man heart attack all throughout. championship win, dude. All get strokes, dude. Call it a day. That would be
Yep.
immoral.
Oh, I would be happy. I'd be okay with that. I don't
I
think.
would get TK tattooed on me just to like that'd be so beautiful.
Yeah. So
Pretty
yeah,
jealous, dude. Go out with your boys like that for the championship, dude. Everybody just catches.
yeah. So yeah. So there you have it. They had a chance. Carshield had a chance. Just did not go their way. With their luck kind of ran out. But we will get a member of the Carshield boy crew on to tell us about their run. Whether it be Haji, whether it be Bielstein, or heck, we might even get the man Georgie Brown on here too. We'll see.
Georgie Brown.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, I was really hoping for it, but like I said earlier, it's so hard with those top 4 teams to win 3.
Especially when you just played each other not even 10 days ago.
Especially that. Yeah, that was following week. That's
they played. I think they even
like.
And if I'm not mistaken, Carshield and PAMA played each other in the round robin as well, with Carshield winning 3-2 as well.
Mm-hmm. That was the game you wanted.
Yeah, So I mean, it's one of those ones where you just don't know, until it's done, as to how it's going to go down. So,
like I said, man, that's showbiz, baby. What are you going to do?
That's right. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of GCH. That is our tours. Actually, let's say that is our rundown for the roller season, for the pro division. Stay tuned. We will talk about the women's at some point. Hopefully, our next episode, when Chris and I can get a chance to schedule it sometime. We'll talk about how the women's did, and go from there. And
Narch finals is a great game.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, we are going to talk about the Pan American Games, where Team USA is heading down to Colombia. I think this coming weekend, or if not next weekend. And then we'll definitely be talking about the World Skate Games as well, because we're going to be really paying attention because of our interview with Peter Wirt. But at the same time, we want to see, how this is literally the World Cup for inline hockey at those World Skate Games, and it's only going to get bigger. I think what did we say? There was like 24 teams now.
Yeah, there was a ton of teams.
Yeah,
he ran down the list. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's insane, and teams from countries that hadn't participated in quite some time. So
I'm pulling for India. Watch out for India. They're gonna make a run. They're gonna show up and surprise. They're just gonna have one dude that's just athletic and jacked, and he's just gonna cause havoc.
It's probably some like American-born,
Probably it's like off sport, but like way back years ago with the USA soccer teams during FIFA. Like the only game we ever won, like majority of the team was German.
Yeah,
like they weren't even American. I'm very curious. I'm pumped to watch the whole event, just to see all these countries play and like see the kind of style of play they got going on and what they're learning from.
Yep. Same here, and I can't wait. But that's going to do it for this episode of our pro roller season throughout the year. So until next year, we will catch you guys on the flip side. However, you are going to catch us soon, as GCH is never going away. Never.
Can't get rid of us that easy.
Nope. We're like the word on the bottom of your foot that you can't get rid of. So
exactly.
All right, guys. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Like, comment, subscribe.